Hi, Mr. C. How are you? I'm so sorry, Mr. C. It's just so hard. So sorry. Just really sucks to lose a parent. I don't care how old you are. It's horrible. I'm not very comforting, but it's the truth. It's just bad. So my thoughts are with you for sure. Hi, Raven. How are you? What will tomorrow bring? Woo, girl. I don't know, but I'm gonna be there for it. I'm gonna set 2 alarms so I'm not like, well, I don't take a bunch of sleeping pills either. So I'm not like Jackie Fulford. I was speaking to a friend of hers yesterday. I didn't know they were friends, but I said, would you happen, they know a lot of people. Would you happen to be friends with Jackie? And they are like, yeah. And I said, well, let me tell you something. Because you need to know. Not that I'm asking you to not be friends with her. There's plenty of people that are, including attorneys. But come on. There's this chick who looks like Tootsie who was in the gallery last week, and she goes by Ms. Demeanor. And she was like, I talked to a few local attorneys, and she is disliked. That is the opposite of the truth. So I talked to a bunch of people because I live here, misdemeanor. And Jackie Fulford is actually very well liked. She's clearly well to do. She doesn't spend her money on clothes, but she is clearly well to do with that funeral home. And the funeral home is thriving. Uh, how much she works as a lawyer, these people knew her as a lawyer. And she's well liked personally. We don't have to like her work as an attorney, but to say she's disliked, I think is pretty unfair. I'll go at her hair, I'll go at her freaking suit size because she has no self awareness about how much weight she's lost since she took this case, which is kind of unnerving, right? You take this case and you lose about 15 pounds, and you don't really have 15 pounds to lose. You get the real cancer, you're going to die because you need poundage to survive. I don't think people understand that. I do because I'm overweight. But to say that she's unliked misdemeanor is just factually untrue because when I read that, you were in a post from someone else. And I think sometimes people, like we talked about yesterday, people just want to say shit and like just shit post. They just shit post. But when you get to the personality of this someone, you better really know who you're talking about because it's just, I think I asked 4 different groups yesterday, hey, do you know her? What do you think of her? Were you friends before? Were you friends after? She's well liked. She is well known, and especially in McCulloch County, whether you agree with her ethical situation or not as a judge, which I don't. I don't think bullying people into voting for someone is the right thing to do, for sure. But she is well liked by a lot. So I think, I'll go at her hair. I'll go at the fact that her suits are like 3 sizes too big right now. But I'm not going after her personality because I don't know her. I'm only going by what I watch in the courtroom. But these YouTubers who follow witnesses into the bathroom and follow witnesses into the parking garage and really create a situation that's untenable for media in the future. Everett's very, very respectful of what he calls the new media and YouTube. But there's a couple YouTubers, female, that have been in that courtroom that have shown their ass for no reason. No reason. They don't even live here. So before you say, I talked to a couple people, that gives you absolutely no credibility. It just makes you look like you're shit posting, which is what you're doing. And you look like Tootsie. So I actually thought you were a dude. Till I got up close. And I realized you're a female, but you really look like a dude, especially in the photos, which is why people call you Tootsie. But I think you really need to think about what you say, character-wise. Now, Roberta goes the opposite. Roberta Glass True Crime Report, she'll be like, I think she's a horrible person. And I'm like, well, I'm just making fun of her clothes. So all I'm doing is making fun of her clothes. So I just think people need to take that into consideration if you have a voice on YouTube or not. But I think it's, I don't like the Adelsons at all. But I'm not going to put myself at risk by following Harvey Scarvy Adelson into a parking garage when he's clearly affiliated with a family that hired a hitman. Like, why would you do that? Make it make sense. And then you clearly are chasing down witnesses that have high powered attorneys that you say are after you, but yet you still chase down the witnesses. Like, if that was the case, if someone, let's say John Lauro, was really after a YouTuber, he'd be after the YouTuber, right? It would already been done. So constantly claiming that John Lauro is after you is kind of like, I don't know, spitting on a frog. Like, it's just kind of getting stupid. Find something else to talk about. But chasing these witnesses down when we have the privilege of being in the courtroom and reporting from the courtroom is just disrespectful to Judge Everett. And it's frankly disrespectful to Tallahassee because that's not how we really act here. So if you're going to come into our town and show your asses, maybe not. Because the next time I'm just going to call you out, like in person. Like, stop doing it. You're only going to get all of us in trouble. It's like the people who insist on keeping their phones on without knowing you turn it on silent and turn the volume down. Oh no. There's at least one person a day being carted out of that courtroom because they think they don't have to. Or they just don't know how, but then they're too prideful maybe to ask for help. I mean, Deputy Eldridge is standing in there. Turn your volume down. It's not your first day with the phone, people. Learn how to use it. You're ruining it for everyone else. And we have at least a week to go together. So if you could just not chase down witnesses so you can get a photo and be like in a parking garage, which is kind of dangerous to begin with, and then brag about it. They're walking the sidewalk pretty plainly. I don't think you need to chase someone down in a parking garage and make them feel in Florida that they are at risk. Because you don't have to be in your house for stand your ground. So if you're chasing them to their car, which is just dumb in many ways, and that car is a stand your ground. If they feel they're at risk, you got to be careful. So there's two females, well, three, that really should know better. They're old enough. They're in their 40s, mid 40s, if not older. Please just be considerate of the other people in the courtroom. You don't have to like the witnesses. Nobody does. Nobody likes Adelsons. It's pretty much standard. But if you're going to act like Turtle Boy, you're going to get treated like Turtle Boy. You know what I mean? Just calm down. You're all adults. So anyway, I'm Patty Wilson. This is Patty's Playhouse. And I live in Tallahassee, Florida. And I go to the courthouse as often as I can. Sometimes I just leave the courtroom because I just can't physically take it anymore. It's a lot to sit there. And so I'll go in the media room or sometimes I even have to work. It just really depends. But I'll write into the chat. I've been sitting in Roberta Glass True Crime Reports chat for the length of the trial thus far. But it's been fascinating. It's fascinating watching the people in the gallery. It's fascinating watching the YouTubers in the gallery, like I said before. It's fascinating watching the jury watch what's going on. It's fascinating to see how the witnesses approach when they enter the courtroom, the look on their face. Are they kind of stoic or, is there a jaunt in their step? Like, I think Pat Sanford, who's FBI agent who testified for the last couple of days, there was a little jaunt in his step. I think he was very happy to testify and be a witness and be a voice for the Markell family. I really think he's a voice for justice, but in the end, it was really a voice for the Markells. And he did an amazing job. So I like when Chris Corbett was sitting out in the hallway before he returned. He was a recall witness, and he does the phone and the Celebrate and all the downloads and apps and texts and that kind of thing that these fools are sitting on while they're committing their crimes. And he's pretty smiley out in the hallway. So I think they all have a really good feel for what could happen in the next week. And we just need to keep the focus and be well behaved in the courtroom so that we can sit there, because it's a privilege to sit there. It's Judge Everett's courtroom. He's clearly no food, no cups with styrofoam cups with a lid, gotta go. Coffee cups gotta go, because they got tired of cleaning up after people. So it's just something to think about and be considerate of others. Scoot in so other people can sit on the bench that you're sitting in. There's no assigned seats, even though I make fun of people who do that. It's easier for me to make fun of people and just kind of diminish their attitudes a little bit, in my mind anyway, even if it doesn't do it in real life. But I thought I would just take a moment. I have an appointment, believe it or not, at 6:30, and I hope I have the right key. I looked at my keychain and I was like, hope that's the right key. I might have to leave a little earlier and go test the key before I have the appointment. So, what will tomorrow bring? That was a long answer for that. Sorry, Raven. Hi, Michelle. How are you? Michelle Celeste. Lots of L's. Hi, Norma. How are you? You can't wait for tomorrow. It's going to be something. Hope everyone shows up on time. Hi, B Rabbit. Sunny and San Clemente. Happy Labor Day, Patty. My husband asked me today, what is Labor Day about? I was like, I think it's some union holiday. I don't really know. I worked. But I took him out for a little bit. Chris and I did some errands. He went to the gym. He was very happy. Trying to find a cure. Hey, Patty in chat. What was the point of the defense allowing handwriting? Handwriting? Is that what you mean, Michael? I think I don't understand. If you do have a question for me, if you could put question marks in front of it or an exclamation point. Otherwise, I think it's for the chat. I won't know it's for me. Sitting on a dock, been taking a break, but ready for tomorrow. Thank you, Patty, for the kind words about my late father. His memory will be a blessing. That's good. Mr. C was kind enough to send me an email a little bit ago to let us know that his father passed away. And today, I don't know, when you're in the United States, at least there's a little store. It's a bread store. It's like day old bread. And on the outside of that store, we have one here in Leon County. It has Tasty Cake on it. And my dad used to go get treats for my kids or for all the grandkids from there. Like they've, older than should be, maybe Tasty Cake kind of thing. And the kids loved it because there were bags of cookies or candy. Like they have vanilla wafers in there. I thought, I could make a big batch of banana pudding with vanilla wafers. Like it was a big bag. You can make a lot of vanilla pudding with that. And so I asked my husband if he wanted to stop in, and it just just made me think of my dad and, the cookie jar kind of thing. So I agree, Mr. C, the memory is a blessing. Wish he was still here. My dad would be 90. But, and I wouldn't want that for him. I never wanted them to live to a ripe old age if they didn't want to live to a ripe old age. And my dad, he was clearly done once my mother passed away. So I didn't have it in my heart to will him to live any longer than I did will him to live. But I do hope it's a blessing for you. And for anybody who lost a parent, I hope it's good stuff. Hi, my father's alibi. You had a great show yesterday with True Crime Wifey. You really did. It was fabulous. Is it too late for Donna to plead insanity? Yeah, pretty much is. Funeral home fits her, but does the suit fit her? Like, does it? Does it fit her? Does anyone know if Wendy cried rear tears at the police station? I think we can watch it and see that she didn't. That anytime she was wailing, who is it? I was watching him earlier. He does a great job on it. I was watching it earlier on my was it Jack with Never a Truer Word? Jack with Never a Truer Word. Let me put a link in. He has a full playlist, but he talks about Wendy and who is Wendy protecting, and he just does such a masterful job. Let me share his link. Hope he doesn't mind. He does such a masterful job at stripping it away and how Wendy answers, and the more formal, well-prepared answer, or how she goes on to a question that's not as prepared by John Lauro, and how she fucks it up, which is good that she's fucking it up. She's not a great actress. So I think if you watch Never a Truer Word, you'll see that she only lifts her head down when she's wailing, and when she's upright, she's not crying. Right? She's like, oh, and then she's fine. And on and off. She goes right for the what you have for lunch kind of question. Hey, Kaza, how are you? Hi, Moonchild. And if you're new and you're watching, you're so very welcome. But I do talk to the chat. I mean, it's my only thing. It's what I got. I talk to the chat. I always say hi to them like it's romper room. And we just kind of have fun while making fun of other people and bad crimes. Norma says, I ran into Phil Markel and two relatives at the mall. They're going to be in court tomorrow. I described used, so expect them to look you up. Well, thank you. Thank you. Really loving your glasses. What was the brand? I know you've told us. It is Firmo. And to me, these look like they're fake. You know, like when you see like a cartoon character? Like they're so jet black, but they're just plain black glasses, and it's Firmo, Firmoo. Was the money that Lewis received wet? I think Charlie combined their money to come up with $138. It was moldy and damp. I don't know that it was wet or how it was wet the next day, but I'm sure it was still moldy the next day. I don't know what they did for that. She does need to stop with the old gig. Yeah, we can make fun of that. I just don't know her personally. And everyone I've talked to that does, no one's talked bad about her. So that's all I got. I just think it's horrible to go after her character when you don't know her character. I mean, we kind of know her character, right? You don't lie about the cancer. I think it gives you some things, but she kind of lied about the cancer. And Stephen Webster, who was Dan Markel's last attorney, was freaking pissed when he told the world about it. But I don't know her character, and I'm not going to sit here and go, all the young lawyers dislike her, when that's just not true. Most young lawyers probably, or any lawyer, didn't even know she faked the cancer until Stephen Webster went on Surviving the Survivor the other day and announced it to the world, which I'm going to repeat as many times as possible, because you shouldn't be out there faking the cancer to get time off. And then she's faking a limp in front of it. I'm not disparaging that. I'm saying to put it on other attorneys that they don't like her, I just think is factually untrue. I think there's plenty of lawyers that like her. Here you go. What was the point of the defense allowing handwriting testimony only to concede? Why not just stipulate Donna wrote the document? Bad lawyering? Bad lawyering. Maybe I mean, when you stipulate, both have to agree. So maybe they wanted to stipulate. I remember that, Michael. In Charlie's trial, during the pre-trial, thank you for this, Georgia Kappelman, Rashbaum kept saying, we want to stipulate, we want to stipulate. And Georgia told the judge, no, we're not stipulating, because it seems like they're stipulating just to keep evidence out. So I do recall that in the Charlie Adelson and the Donna original pre-trial, that's what they were trying to do, was stipulate. And Georgia's like, no, we're not stipulating. So both parties have to agree. Aw, Becky, you're so sweet. Yeah, ask Stephen Webster. I mentioned that. I just don't like it when people from out of town make judgments about someone's character and then use. I talked to a couple of attorneys. Who'd you speak to? Like, say their name. Like, show your source. And you're not even. You look like a transvestite, so. Yay, I made it. Headed back from spending my day with the grandkids in Myrtle Beach. Good for you, got your 6. Wendy's eyes were a different color and her necklace remind me of bullets. It was just beads. It was just like that blue, like a blue-gray bead. I saw it in person. It wasn't really anything. Thanks, Raven. Hasn't he been so kind? Mr. C's always a little bit of wit and a lot of kindness. Victoria, stay awesome, Patty. I will do my best. Stop it. What did I do? Jennifer Ray says, I see you made AA Legal Focus Comedy Hour last night. Judy is hilarious. What'd I do? Someone's going to have to send me a link. Can I find it? I love her so much. Look at her. She's all prepared with her. Oh my gosh. She is very prepared with her notifications. Like, she's got days in advance. How does she have that done? How? Oh my. Shut up. All right, I think I'm at the point. Hopefully she won't ding me on the copyright infringement, Judy.
Daddy, she should just take her playhouse, go in there in her yard and stay there until we're exonerated. And if she
Oh man, I got frozen out.
behaves well, we might let her come to the end of our celebration party, because sometimes she makes a little bit of sense. When she's going through.
I just feel like Patty, her channel name is quite appropriate, because the playhouse is where little immature people go. And so isn't it just so apropos that she calls her channel Patty's Playhouse, just full of all sorts of falsehoods about me and horse pucky, and she needs to just go away and leave us alone. Why is everybody against us?
Somebody needs to put her in that playhouse and brick up a little baby wall. Maybe we'll feed her a little water through a straw, because we're really not unkind and we don't want to ever hurt somebody. And let me see if there's anybody else. That Carl Steinbeck with his stupid brother sitting there. So
don't they have jobs? Don't these people have to make a living and work hard like I did? Harvey and I worked hard to make our dollars, but somehow the Steinbecks just get to sit around all day and watch us for cheap entertainment.
Yeah. And that Carl, he needs a massage, because he's always grouchy all the time.
He's so uptight. Maybe his wife isn't satisfying him.
Yeah. And as far as that other channel that tries to co-opt everything. We're basically surviving their BS.
Yes,
So
I cannot believe it. They're just that's surviving the survivor. Once again, just like false livelihood of that Susan. You know, they think they're such experts because they're Jewish, but who cares? You know, they're just a bunch of lies. Yellow journalism.
Yeah. I'm trying to think if there's anybody else. I like that loophole lawyer because he knows don't with Donna Adelson.
That's true, and I do look pretty nice in those AI videos. Don't I look like I look?
The long list of plans that you went over.
I was saying I was trying to fix all of this with one hand and I can't. And then I said, that's what she said. I'm back. Everything got disconnected on me. Blew up. You can't hear me? Yes, you can. Let me know if you can't. Hi, Susan B. How are you? Yeah, I had too many windows open and everything blew up. Closing. I had all these YouTube tabs open from earlier. So now it's cleaned out. Yep. You are so famous, Patty. No. No, I'm good. You know, I don't want to be. I'm happy with my little YouTube. Just doing a live, so I don't know if it's been mentioned, but Charlie was happy in the transport van because he got the Wendy's. That's right. Tanika, she's another one. Tamika 2 cents. She's a very smart woman, smarter than me. Love it. And she has Tanika. I don't know why I keep talking. Here's the bonus ride fee for his. Let me go to beginning because I was watching it earlier. We go to the point where she shows his bus. His little van he was in. I cleared that out, so hopefully that's easier to watch.
Good shit, dog. Good shit. Bad good shit.
So on the 8th of July.
Almost cemented it there every single time. They move this dude, which is fine.
This is by our airport. Yeah, this is by the airport, going over to Appleyard Drive where the jail is.
Look at that sky, y'all.
I just don't want to go in here. He won't take his time. That's fine. we're just not there. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. It's one thing if we had to live, we back at home. There's different ways to do that. Yeah, I wouldn't be doing it.
So they're talking about getting him from the airport, and he said something about if we had a layover. I know on Joel's channel on Surviving the Survivor STS, they had a photo of him going through security, and he has on like this checkered shirt. So you'll see that in the back. Like they didn't transport him in prison garb, just like they don't transport Donna that way. But I don't remember. I thought when he got arrested, he had on like a t-shirt. What do you call them with the words? A graphic t-shirt. This he's got on long sleeves. But they're talking about picking him up, so it sounds like they probably flew with him along with the South Dakota police. I did ask for that body cam footage, but Leon County said you have to ask South Dakota. And they don't have Sunshine State rules, so it's been a little tricky me trying to get the footage. But yeah, and then I don't know if you heard they mentioned something about Wendy's, so I think Charlie must have put that bug in the ear. While I have it stopped, let me quickly read this to you for Judge Everett. He ordering a judge that the sheriff of Leon County, Florida, shall receive Charles Adelson from Department of Corrections. The said Charles Adelson, DC number C62133. Show you really fast. To be transported to Leon County for trial by August 13th. I think he came in a little after that. I think it's the 16th that he came in. Upon completion of the trial in this cause, the said witness can be transported back to the Department of Corrections, South Dakota. For those who don't know, he's in South Dakota. He's still in the custody technically of the Florida Department of Corrections, but for his own safety. Turns out the Latin Kings were like, keep our name out your mouth, boy. So yeah, they had to run him over to South Dakota right quick. All right, let's get back to our ride.
Bye. Mommy.
Shit. Yeah. You want to go and grab Wendy's? Hey, wait till I go. Wait. Man, that shit. Whatever I drink, that's all I got. Alcohol. You know it. Of course you had the one these. You got all the motherfuckers before us. What's wrong with this man? Man, you got questions? That's all. Got questions. You got one motherfucking question. Questions. You got questions. Greg go back to somebody. Boy like this, huh? I ain't got no problem with that. Greg ain't. I mean, you know, I said, we do your job, you ain't got nothing to worry about. Right, man.
That man spread on Charlie, like a New Yorker. So we just pulled into Wendy's.
It's crazy to me that they are moving him and he has actually really no idea he's even in a restaurant parking lot. He has no idea where he's going.
Is it me or do those seats look so shallow? No big people are getting on there.
This is where he's talking to himself. Look at him. He's a freaking nut. Well, look at him.
There was no audio here. I'm not.
Look at him. Wait, let me go back 1 second. Is he talking to somebody? He says he's talking to someone, she thinks. This is the rest of his life. This is just unbelievable. Isn't it amazing how the human condition adapts? This is unbelievable. I know someone suggested I speed it up, but this is unbelievable. I don't like her music. It's making me. Watch him. This is like being at the zoo. How can he not turn on his sister because this is his life now? I know. Here, wait.
So it looks like there's a window there. There's light shining in on him. Charlie has really long fingers. I'm a woman who also has very long fingers.
Oh.
I think he might be happy just to be back in Florida too, you know?
This is like watching the chimpanzees at the zoo, for real. Music bothers you too? Bothers me too. Looks like he's losing his hair for sure. I mean, it's not like they're giving him a book to read back there. He is in there for hours by himself. He's a caged animal. And I'm watching this like I can't stop. I'm like, God. I wonder if Wendy's watching when she's done. How long has he been in South Dakota? Over a year. Sailing Nuts says, I think he thinks he's getting a new... I'm sorry, I just read Murder by Maestro's comment. A new trial. Some kind of fillet of fish ordering full. Real enough and almost human. Jennifer's like, he looks like a pervert in a white van, chained up. He is crazy. He is crazy. If anyone's ever watching this and has been incarcerated with Charlie, please call me. Please call me. 850-656-0009. How did he get so much older than his older brother? Well, they're not that far apart, but yeah, he's in prison. You would love to watch the raw video. He's already in Tallahassee. They went to the Wendy's right off of, right across the street from Tallahassee State College, which was Tallahassee Community College. I know that Wendy's because it is right across the street from TCC. And when I could eat like a normal person, I would go there and get breakfast. Charlie's ego and God complex caused the entire fiasco. No. Wendy's ego and God complex caused the entire fiasco. Wendy's ego. But I appreciate what you're saying, Kathy. He seems sleepy. He's showing psychopathy. Psychopathy. I mean, yeah, this is like being at the zoo. I can't stop. Okay, so she's fast forwarding. Hold on.
Man, thank you so much, man.
So this is what originally was he got him food.
From the jail. I'll go as slow as I can, but you eat what you. I ain't gonna. You eat it all. I'm not gonna take you out the van until you're done. You good?
Any chance I could just take one cup off? You want fast? I'll take the fly and eat. Stand up.
Sit down. Which hand?
Sit down.
We'll get that.
It's just hot as fuck. Thank you so much.
Tennis Girl says, somebody was wondering what he got from Wendy's. I thought life without parole.
Fist bump. And he's got his Wendy's. He's about to chow down. So see, here's this, like, it's a small checker print. in the photo that Joel had, the jacket, he didn't have his arms through the sleeves. He just had it over him, like going through security at airport.
Just say
Or
no,
going
kid.
through-
Just
Yeah, that's
say
right.
no. If this doesn't inspire you to stay out of freaking prison, I don't know what does.
Is that a nugget and some sauce? What kind of sauce, guys? Barbecue? He's like, oh my God. Prison food must be really bad if Wendy's is tasting that good.
Oh my God.
Or maybe he just hasn't eaten in a while because of the day of travel. Go Charlie, go Charlie.
This is just like the zoo. There's
And like fountain soda. Do you think they get fountain soda in jail or it's out of a can? Because me, I'm a heavy Diet Coke drinker. Well, not as much because I'm pregnant, but it tastes different when it's out of the
pregnant.
fountain. The bubbles are
Aw,
like more effervescent
pregnant.
than in the can.
Slow down, buddy. You're gonna choke. I didn't watch it, Sailing Nuts. Not yet. Slow down, buddy.
This amuses me. Was that a chicken finger? Maybe not a nugget. They talked about it in the car. There's some kind of meal deal that Wendy's has. I can't remember what it's called.
Damn.
But it's probably just like the soda, the fries, and whatever the entree is with the Wendy's name. And he took off one cuff. So is he cuffed to his belt? Because it still seems like the other cuff that's on there, he doesn't have a wide range of motion. Finger looking good. Go Charlie, go Charlie. Someone said you learn to eat fast in prison and the military. Like you have X amount of minutes. It's not like a slow, leisurely, let your food digest kind of pace. It's a whatever you don't finish in 30 minutes, you don't get to eat.
You don't get to eat. I know this because I worked at the Leon County Jail.
Sugar Bear only comes over here to get my drink because he knows I'm stuck in the seat.
Welcome back to
We've
Tower,
arrived.
Charlie.
Oh, got a buddy that against that shit got me fucking I don't think I'm here right now. Okay. Just not moving on us. I can park. I can get in there. Yeah, the other side. I can go. That's shit. This shouldn't be.
So this is that drive-through that one of you guys explained in the Donna video. Everybody enters on one side and exits on the other, which makes sense.
Fuck. Park right there. Where? Say no, you ain't gonna better park right there. Well, this fuck, we get his ass off the man. They got out the goddamn way. You want to do it like that, bro? Yeah. Fuck, bro, we've been on the road for 2 days.
2 days on the road to get Charlie. 2 days.
Yeah. Okay.
Uh-oh. Where do I want to be?
I ain't sit all day for fucking cookies. Okay. We here. That's right.
So where would they be coming from to be on the road for 2 days? Did they pick him up in Miami? Orlando? Or did they actually... But he said they didn't have a layover, which implies they were on a plane. We're going to see Charlie one more time when he gets out of the back. Oh, God. Imagine being that close to your mom and not being able to see her. The state rested on Friday. He's on the defense witness list. So maybe they call him and he falls on the sword for Mama Donna. I don't know, guys. He was extorted. Because I think if he sticks with his extortion story, it doesn't get him in trouble for his appeal. But then he also can kind of exonerate her and say, I didn't tell her. Although that wiretap, when she's like, this TV is about 5, she knows something. For me, that was compelling. Also, when Charlie is in Dolce Vita with Katie and he's like, if they had any evidence, we'd already be at the airport. Donna gets arrested at the airport, one-way ticket, doesn't have a return flight for the bar mitzvah. We know she's already bought a dress because she tells Wendy to bury her in that dress. And then I know if Donna takes the stand, they're going to ask her about Vietnam because they asked for her transcripts from that hearing. The state did. Also, the state, I think it was the state, someone recently asked for the transcripts of Wendy's testimony last Monday. They got those published to the website on the 28th, which I think Wednesday. Is that right? Thursday. So be careful what you.
Nothing.
Yeah, they've been on the road 2 days. Bring your stuff in. Come on now.
It's yours. We pay for it. So. They're not gonna tell you not to eat it. Yeah, they're gonna. You'll be able to eat it.
All the evidence is almost all gone.
Now I kind of want a Frosty.
You can still eat it. You can still eat it, Charlie. Come on. Yes.
Thanks. You guys were fantastic.
See how nice he is, where his mom is like fetching. Look at that narrow seat. Whose booty fits there?
Not mine. Mine wouldn't fit there. Wouldn't fit. So somebody's saying, who's Tootsie? I don't know that she has a YouTube. I know she's on X, and it's MS, like Ms. Demeanor. I've only seen her X. I don't know if she has a YouTube or not. 2 days out of Atlanta airport, then drove him the rest. It's only 4 hours. Why would that take 2 days? Check out STS. They have pics in the community section. Pics of what? TTA traveler. The pleasure of the little things is having the freedom to juice. Do it. Fast food tastes like crap anyway. Check your email, please. I don't like checking my emails anymore because it just is bills and taxes. It's just like getting mail in the mailbox. I hate it. God, it's awful. Just kidding. No, I really do hate it. Oh my God. This is from Patricia Burns. Let me share it with you. Very funny. Do you know what I mean? Like, just sick of bills and taxes. Oh, get it sent to your email. That's so much better. No, it's not. She says Charlie looks like this guy. I don't know who he is. But here you go. Thou shalt not kill is pretty straightforward. That shall not lie. That shall not bear false witness, Wendy. This all goes to Wendy. She bore false witness about Dan. No other gods before me. Clearly, Wendy is her own god because she thinks she's the most important fucking person in the room. She's trash. She looks like trash. She smells like trash. Crunchy bitch. And she's a bitch. Report me. How far the mighty have fallen. I don't want people to digress off the fact that, yes, Charlie's incarcerated, same charges. Donna's likely to be incarcerated, but they all derive from one person, and that is Wendy Adelson. All of these people, lives are ruined because she was able to influence Donna. Donna was able to influence Charlie. Charlie was clearly able to influence a bunch of fucking people because I don't know why. Roughed someone up and it went too far. Isn't that what Donna said to the jailhouse gals? It went too far. Knock, 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 front door. Are you Dan Markel? Yep. Not once, but twice. It's all from Wendy. I'm guessing you've never been incarcerated. Donna might enjoy a Wendy's. That would be funny. No one is worth my freedom. Just isn't. Say no to the drugs. I did a TikTok earlier. I got a sign out right here. This heifer, I'm the heifer, had to sign and put up an ID, not put sign, but had to give my ID copy to Target for cough drops. And these people are shooting people up to get kids that they would have had kids anyway. I wonder if we will ever find out why Harvey and Donna didn't give Wendy the Wendy spelling. Oh, they want to be cute. Want to be cute. June and the other side are of a major religion, which also, I'm not sure what that's about, but I'm not getting into religion today. I guess Charlie actually believes his appeal has a chance. He'll realize too late there's nothing he can do. Well, that's the appellate attorney making a shit ton of money. So if you want to talk about attorney shit, let's talk about that. Now, I know people have a right to appeal. I'm very aware of it. And I know that this guy accepts credit cards and he's probably really, really good, as Tim Jansen. However, at some point, shouldn't you tell these people the damn truth? You got a 0 to 2% shot at this. You want to move forward? And I hope Uffenhofer, whatever his name is, has done that. I hope Laurel, that's the assistant that was in the courtroom watching all the trial thus far. I mean, they're not there now, but they were there watching Wendy. How about it? How about you tell people the truth? Here's your odds. You're not Lee Corso. You're not getting them all right. Okay? You don't have those odds. You got on the stand to defend yourself and you sucked at it, and now you're in prison for the rest of your life. Could have been different, could have told the truth, but it's not that way. And now you're hoping that there's some wrong state, by the way, some kind-hearted Supreme Court justice or an appellate justice who's going to do you right in your mind. It's not happening. And every attorney that says the conflict, it's not an appellate thing. There was no conflict. He signed off on that. He signed off on him as his attorney. I bet that food made him sick. I was thinking that he got the shits after he ate that Wendy's. I got my high school band uniform ready to go. Going to have my own parade up and down the street when Wendy's arrested. Hey, Aristotle, that you can fit in your high school should be a celebration. I hope the defense doesn't call him and they never see each other again for life. Well, Leon County paid for this trip, so I hope they call them. Something looks off. Yeah, I'll say. Like his whole mental status. Why be showing the owls? No amount of prison time can make special sauce special. It's just gloop. Oh. Leslie says, I bet that Wendy's tasted good to him. Well, apparently. Don't you think the boys could be researching their dad now? No, they don't. Sometimes things are better left untalked about. I think we've all been in families where, not me, but I think a lot of people have been, to correct myself, a lot of people have been in a family or have a family where you just don't talk about one thing or you don't talk about another thing, right? You think these boys are really bringing up Papa or Abba? No, they're not. She is out of control. He's stir crazy. He's stir crazy because he deserved it. I wonder if he's licking his fingers because they don't get salt in prison. Oh, they get salt, all right. They get a lot of salt. Chucky won't do anything to help Mommy Dearest. Merely seeing those two, Donna and Charlie, in the same room would be the cherry. I think so too. I think so too. Harvey got it. Harvey's wearing that dress. He's wearing the dress. Remember, he was wearing Charlie's suit. He's probably wearing Donna's bar mitzvah dress. Imagine riding in that. Same one Mama rode in and same guys. Ooh, was it? Charlie would lick the tires of that van just to taste freedom. Tanika is like a juror. She never followed the trial or knew about the Adelson case until she was covering Sarah Boone. Smart girl. Anyone who thinks they killed Dan without Wendy's involvement is, well, they're naive. They're just naive. They don't know the details because nothing happens without Wendy. She pushed her mother and pushed her mother and pushed her mother. The mother, she didn't have the close relationship with Charlie. It's known. There were very few calls between Donna and Charlie. I mean, Wendy and Charlie. So it's already known in the data. That whole thing, he was my big brother. He protected me. Yeah, because Mama made him. He wasn't coming to Tallahassee. He didn't visit those nephews. It just wasn't a concern for him. He was visiting little girls in Thailand. He's going to say Donna didn't know about the extortion until the bump. But that's untrue. The TV is 5. They do not have lobster nuggets. Praise the Lord. Can you even imagine? Wendy's bar mitzvah dress is being used at a brothel. Debbie Martin found it in I think it's called Zimmerman's. The store in South Florida was $600. She offered to buy it for me so I could wear it in Venice when I go to Italy. Can you imagine my fat ass in that dress going to Venice? That'd be hilarious. Yeah, Wendy's red dress. D love of God. So good to see you, Patty. Hope all tax stuff is done. I still have a couple more days. And you have a good evening. Donna's being found guilty this week. I hope it's this week. I hope they don't string it along until Monday. I have no faith in the defense and let's foam through books. Let's just, like it's a phone book and they're looking for, the Pizza Hut ad to get the $5 off, right? That's what they're doing. They're just like combing through the binders, never finding anything. It's a prop. Wendy made a mockery of the bar mitzvah. She showed her tits and she doesn't even have any. I might love Wendy's food in a road trip, but I'm never committing a crime. I think Donna had to stipulate because her defense will be that snitches extorted her. They made her give in the canteen and forced her to write the script. I don't think there's going to be any the stipulation of that. Wow, Charlie has fallen off the ladder of good living, and he's living in a hole in South Dakota. I'm telling you, the prison he's in South Dakota, they don't have, Tanika's right, they don't have sunshine laws there. It's really hard to get anything, but they have riots. Lots and lots of riots. Lots and lots of deaths at that prison. I'd pay to be a fly on the wall watching Donna realizing she's not running the show, but I think she is. I think she's running these defense attorneys crazy. I think that's part of the problem. I'm just living for the fact that they bought him Wendy's. This snark will get me through the next week. Wendy probably pocketed the bar mitzvah money for her son. Ooh. Mail in the mailbox. I wish I mail in the mailbox. This whole thing with my email. Oh, your statement is due. Your statement is due. I'm over it. And it doesn't even matter what day. Mail in your mailbox. It was only 6 days a week. Never a holiday. Doesn't change it here. It's always there. It calls when he got back to. I'm definitely not the deep dive on the fly you are. Published the calls Charlie made when he returned to Leon County. She didn't know who they were. Timothy Gregory and Gregory Dawson. My thoughts, Timothy Graham, an inmate he has met with similar cases. Gerald Dawson. Someone sent me an email saying that they had a list of calls. Gerald Dawson. Coral Springs. He's an old man, Dawson. I'll have to look that up. Gerald Dawson, 57, is currently listed in Coral Springs. And a Timothy Gregory. Timothy Gregory already faces first. Why is he calling felons when he's coming back to Tallahassee? This is what she says. Possibly Sully from the garage where Katie had her car repairs. Let me show this to you. I'm going to go through. I can't show you. Let me show you. Let me see. Trying. Oh, I don't want to show you her email. So anyway, it just says, I'm definitely not the deep dive fly, but Tanika's 2 cents published calls Charlie made when he returned to Leon County. She didn't know who they were. One is Timothy Gregory and one is Gerard Dawson, not Gerald Dawson, Gerard Dawson. Possibly Sully from the garage where Katie had the car repairs because his email starts with Sully. So it's Gerard Dawson. "57 years old. So Gerard Dawson in New York, CFPB. There's a Gerard Dawson who does flowers. Interesting. Does anybody know who he is? Anybody know? I wonder if the good Dr. Obed is being investigated at this point. You know, it's like anything else. Those doctors stick together. They're not going to make that public. They should. It should be public information, and they should call anybody want to come in and confess right now that got scripts. Such a comfort knowing the boys have the Markells when Wendy goes to prison. It was a nice comfort when Pat Sanford, the FBI agents, kept calling the boys the Markel boys. I loved it. I wish I could have seen Donna's face when he kept saying it. The Markel boys. June Umchinda will only give interviews if she's getting paid. Do you know that? Has she gotten paid? Thank you, June. Not you, June, getting paid, but another June. June Umchinda with the great shoes and the great... God, she looked good. I mean, she did. She's, typically aging process may not be her friend, but for now, she looks good. I think Charlie would call his friend Dr. Obed. She has the jail call list. I was honoring the demands of the Mark case overlord, but people said it was hard to tag me, so off they went. Maybe June will have a ghostwriter write a book for her. She would need a ghostwriter to write a book. All due respect. Can't find her way out of a courthouse. It has exit signs. What do you mean? What is Max saying to Rosemary? Don't make me go back and forth. Charlie definitely on that midnight train to Georgia. No, I didn't see a call from that. Give you his address. I'll email it to you, dear. I'll email it to you, Debbie. I remember there was a defense attorney on Judy's channel that had said a defense attorney could get disbarred if they allowed it. I don't know what that means. Who has to allow it? Wendy has been living large for way too long. Slap some cuffs on her. Oh, she's an arrogant bitch. I do believe that she has toned down her arrogance in court this week, that she was a little bit more humble than she has been, but not enough. You think the defense will rest all day? No, I don't think so. They're going to string this shit along. No, it's here. It's Gerard, Gerard Dawson, Gerard Dawson, and Timothy Gregory. And Gerard has an email, I'm putting it in here, that starts with Sully. And that's why Anita thought it might be the Sully guy at the garage. I mean, I have a background app on my phone that I could put people in. Hold on. Stand by. Tells me, if people are at. Before we meet people at houses as a real estate agent, I have this. So it tells me if they have criminal history or bankruptcy, that kind of thing. So he has 31 addresses. Gerard's 57 years old and has 31 address history. My God. Jesus, Mary and Joseph, slow down. Traffic. Well, here's a felony back in 2001. Oh. He has a different name? Why does he have two different names? Murder, are you listening to this? He also goes by Gerard Sullivan. He had a felony in 01. Why? He has two different names. One bankruptcy. South Florida. Yeah. My friend has two different last names. I wonder if they offered 10 years. Oh, you don't know how it works. They're not offering her 10 years. That's just like a random number, and they're not offering her 10 years. They didn't go through all. This is what I go by. Scott, my business partner, one day said something so profound. And he was married before. He has 3 children. He's gay. He's married to a man. And things were not going the way, we assumed that they would go at some point in our relationship. And he goes, I didn't go through all of that. It wasn't about me. He goes, I didn't go through all of that to have to put up with what he was putting up with from a client. And I was like, very profound. The state of Florida, Leon County, Georgia Kappelman, Pat Sanford, even Jack Campbell, Sarah Catherine Dugan, Jason Newland, the Markells, they didn't go through all of that to offer that bitch 10 years. It's not happening. I know that it's nice to think about a deal for some people. There will be no deal. Wendy will get the same punishment that they've all received if there is any justice in this world. But no, none of these people the bailiffs, Everett, the deputies at the jail, all of these people who had to suffer because of the Adelson bullshit. And I mean suffer. And I mean the bailiffs that have to put up with this woman, this old woman who demands what she demands. She hasn't changed. She's not humble. Trust. All of that. You didn't put up with all of that to offer that heifer? 10 years. Didn't happen. You don't see Jeffrey Lacoste. You don't see the pain in Robert Adelson's face and think, we'll just give her 10. No, it's never happening. No. Donna gets convicted of conspiracy at a minimum 30 years. Whatever Donna gets is death. Whether it's 5 years, 10 years, whatever punishment she gets, it will be her death. And I'm here for it. Yes, Ray, we do. We saw the irony that Charlie's meal was from Wendy's. And it's really the only fast food place that's on the route, but yes. Oh, that's nice, Lulu. Bitch is getting life, hopefully. A single phone call from Wendy would have prevented all of this. I hope so bad Charlie decides that he wants to get out one day and gives them the entire truth. Every man for himself now. You would think, but we're not murderers, so we don't think like these diabolical people. Take her out and his day never gets interrupted. Some piece of shit killed his girlfriend, and I don't know what that means, because they were witnesses to something he was involved in to think it was cow. I don't know what that means. I'm sorry, Brian. As a punishment, she will be forbidden to wear blue contacts and her fillers. She'll look like her mother, and that's not good. Yeah, offer Wendy 100 years. Lawyers are officers of the court and have a duty to ensure the court is not misled. Adelson Island. Donna dries up beef jerky. Patty, do we have a plan if Wendy gets arrested this week or next? Just go live. Yeah, wherever I'm at, whatever hair I have and lack of makeup, I'll just put something on and then I'll go live. Wendy was going to lose her law license. Everything that's motive. It is looking better that she gets arrested. I know it's a hypothetical. Thank you, Tom. I just was like making a point. Nobody's going through all of that to offer her a deal. And we've had those discussions in here before that they would have, I think before Donna's trial started, would they offer her a deal? No, they're not offering her a deal. No, they're not offering her a deal. No deals. No deals. If Wendy gets an arrest, Patty needs a spa treatment. If by spa treatment, you mean never touch me. Yeah. Patty, what is the best alert system to know when Wendy is arrested? I need an alert text system. Oh, wow. I would think STS. I think if Wendy is arrested, Tim Jansen's going to know about it. He just is. And that's it. I mean, that's what happened with Donna Adelson. I would just go to STS. That's where I would go. No way she gets arrested. She's already made a deal. No way she's made a deal. Wendy's never made a deal. Mm-mm. Wendy and Donna will be in Lowell. No, they won't. It's not how it works. Katie's in Lowell, so Donna cannot be in Lowell. I have a Wendy Adelson alert. You can set up alerts on your Google, but they're usually like a day behind. I'm thinking about making a celebration music playlist to have on standby. Well, you got to share that list. You got to share it with all of us. You'd be surprised on Instagram. I always find out the latest news. I mean, I don't know. Like, they don't show the mugshots anymore, but there will be a press release immediately. Joel, absolutely. Yeah. Great call. Guess I'm going to pay up for STI's Patreon. I mean, it's just the truth. They have Tim Jansen, and as long as they have Tim Jansen, they have the insights. It's just the truth, right? TJ wants to be the first to announce it. I don't think the police department will like that, but he does. He has the in. He does. The Googles. Someone in this chat makes no sense. One person? I think sometimes I make no sense. You're eating paella when she's arrested? For her. You're coming to Tallahassee for Wendy's trial. Dude, I've said it. They're going to have to move that trial. I think that one they would have to move. Not for any other reason, but to prove a point that she can be tried and convicted in any venue, in any county in the state of Florida. I would be surprised if they had it here. I don't know. It'd be a big trial. You got the idea from me. No, there's no deal for that one. There's no deal. No, that's never happening either. Will Wacky Jackie and Zellman withdraw from her case because they don't allow it to lie on the stand? Of course. What attorney? What defense attorney? For real. Withdraws because they don't allow a client to lie on the stand. Come on. Name one. It's never happening. I will never understand, says Ray, how anybody smarter than a fifth grader would think that Sigfredo and Lewis would somehow not be linked to Charlie. I want to know why this Gerard Dawson has two last names. He goes by Gerard J. Dawson or Gerard. I mean, does he think people won't know about it? J. Sullivan. Apparently. Anybody know why? And it's Gerard J. 57 years old. And he's a felon. So why would Charlie be allowed to call him? Somebody smarter than me? Anyone know that? So Sully was Harvey's criminal pal. Harvey's criminal pal? You can't stand that Donna looks like Benjamin Franklin. But why? Why would Charlie be allowed to call him? I thought he wasn't allowed to call felons. I don't know. Why not put Wendy here at the FCI? Because it's federal. Federal. She wouldn't be convicted in a federal prison. Susan Brotman was in the courtroom on Friday. Oh, I don't think so. Hold on, let me look. She can't be in the courtroom on Friday because she's a witness. See, this is where I say people make shut up. They really do. She can't be, Vivian. She's a witness and they're under the rule, right? So like when Wendy left the courtroom, Georgia Kappelman told her she was free to go about her business, but she will remain under the rule. And the rule is she can't be in the courtroom. You can't talk to other witnesses. You can't do that. They make Donna do a narrative testimony on the stand, especially if the attorneys know she will lie, have seen this in another case, but can't remember the name of the man who was convicted. A narrative test, a tape testimony. Sorry. He did all the cars for Harvey. Imagine you get to Leon County and that's the first call you make is another felon. Their legal name is Adelson. Their legal name is Adelson. She changed it legally, not just socially like she talked about. So yeah, they would go to school as Adelson. How does that feel now, morons? How does that feel, Wendy? You changed your name to Adelson. Now the boys are less safe than ever. You saw Dennis Murphy from Dateline in the gallery for the first 2 days, then not come back. They live in Florida. I asked him about it. We were all walking to lunch. And I asked them, do you usually sit in the courtroom for a couple of days? And they said, no, we lived here. So we just came up for a couple of days. If it's an alias, they may not make the connection. And Charlie is a tricky dicky. Well, I just made the connection. So if anyone from law enforcement's watching this, Charlie's calling felons. We're tired. The family seems to look a bit more human after being incarcerated. The redhead behind Harvey? No. Susan Brotman is not allowed to be in the courtroom. I expect jury tampering and or a mistrial attempt. It might be a mistrial. Well, just defense immediately tomorrow morning is going to ask for a mistrial. They do that in every case. They're not going to get it, but they're going to do it. You wonder if she was scrapped as a witness. I'm looking at her Facebook. Hold on. And she hasn't published since 15. She hasn't published in Facebook since the murder. August 18th, 15, a year after. Here you go. My experience with Miss Brotman was not a good one. I don't think she treated me fairly right by me. She messed up many things for me that set me up towards lawsuits. Just telling you my experience. That's Henry. That's how Henry feels about it. Let's see if her daughter's on here. This woman that I'm looking at was not in the courtroom. Oh, here she is. Here's a recent photo of her. Just ask me, I'll find you one. This woman was not in the courtroom. This is her and her daughter, Kara. They were not present. A rebuttal for the state on a defense witness will be interesting. It will. I don't know what you're saying, Leslie B. The adoption happened and a podcast reported on it, and Laura, attorney, reached out to the podcast and they took it down. Who are you talking to, Kristen? Hi, Wesley. How are you? How's the dynamic with Fancy being there? Well, I've described it before. I'm cordial. I'm cordial. I am cordial. How else can I say it? This human is cordial. And I will continue to be because it's a courthouse. That's all I'm saying. When this trial's over, stories will be shared. Does anyone know what photo of Wendy and JL Wendy sent to Rob? Was Jeff's car also visible since it was a photo about a road trip? They did not share the photo with us. They did not share. Does anyone know if Charlie's going to come out to testify? We do not know. He's on the list. The defense asked for the dismissal of indictments trial for lack of evidence. Yep, they will. First thing. You may have answered this, but any word on why Judge swore in Donna? Yes, I did answer it. Just kidding. It was because the defense attorneys had to ask questions of the snitches, and it would go. The judge needed to be clear whether or not she accepted that and would allow the cross-examination. And that's why. It just judge being secure. Oh, here's what it is. I wonder if Wendy is going to let George adopt boys so if he gets arrested, they won't go to Markel's. Oh, and that's when you ask the question. I really only watch you and Carl. He has something tonight at 6. Sorry, I'm the military. I always use military time. Well, I'm going to have to wrap it up because I have a fun thing to go do. You do get me? You get me, Deborah? Debbie? Yeah, I've been very cordial. So, the state has not done a rebuttal case. I mean, just for my own entertainment, I love a rebuttal case, but the Charlie's case, they didn't do a rebuttal. Katie's case, they didn't do a rebuttal. Patty is your middle name. Aw, cool. It has been reported that George has adopted boys, and the Colorado podcast reported on it, and Wendy's attorney had the podcast taken down. Huh. I wouldn't be surprised. But it's tough to find in Colorado. Not every state is like our state. And that's family law. So I don't know if you knew, like you're going to Colorado, Leslie. If you go in and ask for the document, like here, if you have a family law, you have a divorce, like Wendy Adelson's divorce, which is like this big. It costs you thousands to get a copy of it, by the way. But just let's pretend. And it's blocked in public records in Florida. But if you go and ask for a copy and you're willing to pay the pages, they will give it to you. Now, not in this case, because it's the divorce is with the state attorney's office. You have to go ask them. And there's still a trial undergoing. So afterwards, I'm going to get a copy of it. But in Colorado, there's an Open Records Act because they generally consider it confidential or personal in nature. CORA mandates that most public records be accessible. Family law records are typically exempt to protect the privacy. To access records in Colorado, you need to be a party to the case. So you cannot get them in Colorado. So you cannot get a family law file. You can here, though, if you go in and ask for it. Too bad Wendy doesn't let the Markells be in their life. Markells own their own island. Good to know. I didn't know that. Carl said it. I think Phil does live in California, from what I gather. Like, I just was watching STS, and Joel was talking about playing golf with Phil Markel in Palm Springs. So, can the boys be adopted if she isn't married to him? Let me see what Colorado law says about this. Yes, in Colorado, you can legally adopt someone's children even if you are not married to them. So yes, you can. And you can't serve documents to a postal box. No, you cannot. You cannot serve them to a postal box. Right? And that's all she has in Colorado is a postal box that I can find. I am sure after all the years she is with George, the boys have seen him as a father and call him dad. In a way, I'm glad. Maybe he is with her for the boys. Maybe he knows she's guilty. How could he? I was thinking about this. Wendy leaves the stand with her tail between her legs. She goes home to Austin. Is he that? Oh, I gotta go. I gotta go. Is he that just naive and the chump that he just accepts that? Anyway, I got to run. I have people I got to open a door for. So thank you all for watching. I really appreciate it. I have the best subscribers. I do. Thank you so much. That is Susan Brotman. And she may or may not come on the stand to defend her friend, but that's what she looks like. And she was not in the courtroom this week. So thank you all so very much. Bye-bye, everyone.